We have understand in the previous lecture of how we can initiate the variables and how and also the rule of initiating those variables and what is accepted and what is not accepted. So what we have learned so far in this tutorial, I want to explain to you about something called string concatenations. We can use string concatenation to add two different values. For example, uh, I want to initiate a name as a variable and I need to pass on my name, Perinho Garang, and then I want to print my name here, Perinho Garang. If I run it, Perinho Garang should be printed on the screen. What if I want to put some of the custom text before, because we already learned that we can print something directly on the screen. So what if I want to put something on the screen that my name is Perinho Garang? Without writing Perinho Garang manually, I just have to call Perinho Garang from the variable, but the rest I should write it myself. This problem is solved using a string concatenation. And let me demonstrate it in the video, you will understand it better. So if I put a double quotation mark here, a double quotation mark, and I write here, I am, just let me put any other text. Hello, world, I am. Then I put a name here. Should it work this way? If I am to print it here, you will see here we will get a syntax error, which means perhaps you forgot a comma. A comma is equivalent to a plus, which means I can add them using a plus sign here. Or you can just use comma instead of plus. So which means hello world, I am a name. So if I am to print here, it will say hello world, I am Perinho Garang. So this plus is referred to as a string concatenation. We are concatenating, we are adding two separate values. We are adding two separate integers values together from the other one that we store in the variable and the one that we are printing from it directly. So that's how it should work. Or the same thing also, it doesn't matter where you will place it in. I can even start first by using the name and then I use plus and then I initiate it in any other variable like Perinho Garang, you are welcome to the Python programming. And if I am to print here, everything should work fine. This is what a string concatenation is. Or I can just use a comma here, and if I use a comma instead of a plus and I print again, it should also work fine without any problem. So comma and plus, they all do the same job of just concatenating different values. I hope you understand this part properly. What if this one is not a name? What if I just assign a variable, and what if I create a variable called num and assign an integer value of 20 to it? Or let me just put it age, something very meaningful. Age. You know, Python is case sensitive. If Python is case sensitive, I'll come and talk of this shortly. But now, just let me do something here. Let me say, uh, let me here say, hello world, I am Perinho Garang and I am 20 years and I'm 20 years, let me just say, and I am 20. So if I use a plus and I pass 8 here, should it work? Probably no, it should not work. The problem is that can only concatenate string to string, not string to integer value. I know it's complicated to understand what this type error means, but this, if you can look here, 20 is an integer value, which means it is a real number, while hello world is a string. So Python also can perform some of the mathematical operations So Python is confused whether to add both of them or it is just confused of what to do, either to add them or treat them as a separate data type. That's why it will give you a type error called a string concatenation error. So in order to fix this problem, you need to convert this 20 to a string data type by using a keyword str, and then you place the h inside a parenthesis like this. If you run it, it should work and say, hello world, I am Perinho Garang and I am 20. But the rest should also work fine. If you were I am 20 years old, then you just have to put plus and then you type, the rest should work perfectly. Just try to practice it and I believe you will understand it. And if anything is not okay, please comment below and I'll personally assist you how to understand this one. Or I can make a separate lecture for you and upload on the YouTube here that you will come and go through it and you can understand it properly. But for now, because this is an integer value and this is a string, you cannot concatenate them except they should be of the same data type, or you have to use a type casting, of which I'll come and discuss them in detail, to convert this age from an integer to a string value. Now this 20 will be treated as a string, not an integer. So that's what a string concatenation is. And I hope we are very clear with that. Now let's know that Python is a case sensitive. So if I assign a variable like this one, if I just want to print it without anything, I can just have to use the print statement, and then I have to pass the variable age inside this print statement. And if I am to print it here, it should be 20. It should be 20. What if I just change the capital A to small a? It should give me an error because the data type that I have passed into the string here is not defined, which means the capital H is different from the small h. Now it says this is a name error. H is not defined. Did you mean H, which means the variable of this kind with H is not there. The small one is not there, which means this A should be capital. So this is what we need to know about Python. It is case sensitive and it has to be code the same way it is created. You don't have to modify, you don't have a permission, or you cannot modify anything in the middle, except you have to use a special method to make sure that everything defined should be automatically converted to a specific lower or uppercase that Python should understand by giving it a special instruction to do that. Otherwise, everything should be passed as it is. And we will learn more about this one in the coming lectures. Please, if you are new to this YouTube channel or you like my YouTube channel or the way I'm teaching, please don't forget subscribe to this YouTube channel. It would really mean a lot to me, and together we can build this community and we do a lot in programming together. See you in the next lecture.